QWERTY Keys has been an innovator in the mechanical keyboard space for quite some time now. They've pushed the limits on what a budget board can truly offer. It's no different with the QK80. Let's get into the unboxing. Just as a disclaimer, this board was sent out to me, but all opinions always remain my own. Everything comes in this standard carrying case. There isn't a lot of fluff. First off is the PCB and the plate foam. This has the standard hot swap sockets and some other LED indicators, as well as a light bar. Then is the palm plate, polycarbonate plate, FR4, which isn't really my cup of tea, and then aluminum is also offered on their website. And of course, we can see flex cuts on the FR4 plate, and the QK80 also does support plateless. Onto the board itself. I have a spray coated white unit, but various other colors and finishes are offered. We see the RGB diffuser, the JST cable for the PCB, and some foam. There are a ton of weight finish options, but I have the silver ice crystal with this really unique texture. The side profile on this board is quite simple, but looks good. Onto the accessories. There's this coiled cable, but honestly I don't know why these are included sometimes because I don't see too many people using it, and I personally think it was kinda ugly. QWERTY Keys does include a switch and keycap puller, which is pretty nice to see, especially since this is a budget board and it makes the build process just slightly simpler. Then stab shims and such, a Bluetooth dongle as it is supported, 2 different dumbbell mounting harnesses. I opted to use the harder one. There's the standard 3M case feet. And these are 2 of the 4 badges that are offered, and they're absolute stunners. Real nice finish and really nice designs. As always, before building, I popped on the case feet using some tweezers. The badge stays in the case magnetically, which at this price point is a really nice touch, following the trend of magnets being used here and there. We've seen Mode and TGR use magnets recently as well. I went ahead and built it up with the included Owlstab V2s and Jwick blacks on palm, then the standard MX blacks. To top it off, I put one of my favorite keycap sets, GMK Frostwitch. After having some experience with the QK80 and QK75, as well as trying out my friends' boards from their lineup, we can see that this board follows a similar theme. It feels as if the alphas and mods always have this kind of airy sound, and the spacebar is super weak and dull sounding. This is without the PE foam, which a lot of people do like to use, but I personally think it gets a little bit repetitive over time. I wouldn't say that without it's awful per se, it's just really not what I enjoy. When I asked QWERTY Keys about this dull sound, they said that it's a sacrifice due to a lower front height and typing angle, since it offers more comfort. So because of that, there is less of an echo chamber under the spacebar. Although I recorded my sound test with plate and case foam as well as tape flex cuts, the same sort of sound occurred without the foam on both the configurations. Oddly enough, I actually preferred J-Wicks on this board when I usually enjoy MX Blacks since they offer a less plasticky top out. Looks wise, I am a fan of this board. TKLs and 60s are hands down my favorite. The bezels on the QK80 are pretty standard and I like them, and the side profile is nice and clean. Looks are something that can be conveyed online over sound and feel, so feel free to judge for yourself, of course. I don't mind the F13, but I do prefer F12. It's just one additional key though. And I do love my win keyless blockers, always opt for that when I can, but win key is also offered if that's really not your cup of tea. The typing angle is fine for me and quite comfortable, no issues there at all. Anyone who's in my Discord or has watched my videos for some time knows that I'm a sucker for this type of RGB. I love this type of RGB light bar. It reminds me of the Matrix boards and it's just so mesmerizing to have. I'm not looking at it constantly, but it's nice to know that it's there. The exact configuration I have is $220 without shipping and taxes, but I played around with the configurator, and honestly I prefer anodized over spray coating, which lowers the cost, and a sandblasted weight that's $20 cheaper. The QK80 really checks all the boxes for me in terms of being a contender for the best entry-level TKL at the moment. A few months ago, I made a video on the Zoom TKL, and it's hard to believe that this easily tops it. Besides my only gripe being about sound, sacrifices have to be made somewhere, and it won't change the fact that this is extremely worth it and the value is insane. That being said, that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.